Specifically in this matchup, I think that the Herald ability is okay. Like it's always good to Hunter's Mark something, but it's not like insane on either side. Um, it's probably actually a little better for Proplum than it is for Jesse because all of Proplum guys are small. So the value goes up a little bit there, but this isn't like a Mayoni match or like the deck that I'm playing has a bunch of unit guards or something. Ooh, Jesse with a poor roll. No power dice and 5 basics. What did we think that they first fived? I think Jesse first fived Bear, Lightbringer, Swordsman, and something. I don't know what the last card would be, but Proplum has a Squall Scion book. Um, I assume he started Monk, Squall Scion, Time Hopper. Um, maybe an Accelerate, probably an Explosive Growth. I guess it's it's probably the 3 books, Hunt Master, and then one of I don't know, one of the removal spells. But Jesse meditates a crescendo away. It's like I missed the first card, but this was a Hunt Master meditate. Meditate a Law, meditate a Consume Soul. I think that's Jesse's only Consume Soul. No, he has 2. Okay. Played Frostback Bear. So Jesse's deck has this thing where like he has Ceratosaurus Mount, Frostback Bear, and Lightbringer, and he built it with the idea that you like should only have either the Mount or the Frostback Bear. I'm not sure that's always correct, because he's also playing Law of Domination, so he wants that spell slot to put the Law of Domination to play. But I think that it's okay not to like start him, and then as the game progresses, if the Law becomes good, then you play the Law by meditating one of them out. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Obviously, Frostback Bear is always solid. It doesn't necessarily tangle with Squall Stallion very well. Uh, just the 2 power versus 3 toughness. So we spent a time dice. That's interesting. Obviously making a horse here. One cool thing that the Proplum deck can do is accelerate into double torrent off the horse, which is just okay um, in the current state. Oh, okay. So he just torrented immediately. Put something on the bottom and powered up the horse. Jesse makes a bear. This is one of those awkward board states where you just have like 2-3 staring at each other. I know the horse is a 1-3 right now, but has the potential to be a 2-3 without an accelerate or something. So I don't think there'll be very many attacks. Uh, the Hunter's Mark for Problem isn't good. It won't kill the bear, but I guess on Jesse's side he could. So played Salamander Monk book. This is a fine guy. He gets a little bit of extra value in the Herald deck. We had a meditation of a Nature's Wrath. It's a little bit of extra value in the Herald deck because of the Hunter's Mark. But in general, it's just like a fine thing to do with your dice every turn. Both of them meditating a little bit, but not a lot. So Jesse is just going for the Hunter's Mark attack. See if he has the stasis. Stasis would be incredible here, I think, because oh, okay. Because the horse could swing back and get some work done. But there's no stasis. This is, what the Herald Prospector is supposed to do. Eat some guys. Looks like we're making a monk. That monk looking pretty good to kill the bear here this turn. The Lightbringer. Lightbringer are a lot less good in the Herald Mirror match. When you can side action Hunter's Mark and attack. Still fine, but just not one of its weaker situations in a board state like this. There's the Time Hopper. Okay. Play Time Hopper, make a Time Hopper. Rabbits away. Probably not the ideal position for that status counter that Proplum would like, but it's got to start somewhere. I don't think he has a Flash Strike in his deck. Maybe he does. He does, actually, so maybe that status counter will be very meaningful. So that was kind of interesting. I don't know, maybe he has a Flash Strike or something, but it seemed like I would have wanted to. That would have been the time I wanted to hunt the bear, since he was making you attack anyway. But the rabbit didn't do anything, so. Root armor on Sonic Swordsman. Obviously very powerful. Not as powerful after Jesse has already hunted Mark once. Because the Herald can always just block the Swordsman now. But the Root Armored Knight obviously is a powerful play in a lot of decks. I hope his last two cards are Accelerate and Explosive Growth. So he can Accelerate, Mark the Knight, play Explosive Growth. And I guess that wouldn't get him there. Oh, but he can't play Flash Strike and Accelerate. Rough. All right, a nature and a. So this this is a Hunt Master. Okay. Hunt Master's a cool one. Now if he's got the explosive growth, he can go real big. Oh, but he can't play it. He doesn't have. So I wonder what his last card is. Flash Strike, maybe? It could be anything at this point because he drew off the horse and put something in the bottom. The interaction between Armored and Hunter's Mark working in Jesse's favor here. Jesse's just going to play a million guys, I guess, and we'll see how they end up trading. This still looks pretty profitable for Proplum to me because Jesse's highest value guy is marked, so the one ones will all kind of trade and we'll get to eat the swordsman. We have a Huntmaster Pump Salamander Monk, it looks like. And then an attack and a flash strike. Pretty good. I've seen worse things in this game than trading your flash strike for his armored knight. Just he throws a frog at the Panther Spirit. Fine. And now we're in an interesting spot because I think you want to attack. Oh, he has a frog left, so he'll get to kill one of the, yeah. Now the raptor is not a problem, so you can definitely attack with the, it's like attack the peacock or attack the prospect bear. That might be really, that's probably the best thing. Yeah, looks like Huntmaster attacks prospect bear. Peacock comes back and kills a rabbit. That's probably better than putting some damage elsewhere. I guess that's the obvious attack, right? It's killing the monk is not good because then he'll have a monk spirit to attack with, and the Huntmaster will recover from the damage. And you don't want the rabbit in play because as soon as you get to activate Rabbit Book with a rabbit already in play, there's the potential for the rabbit multiplying. Obviously, it doesn't have it focused yet, but then it starts to really get out of hand. So that was a strong turn for Proplum. The Root Armor was essentially a dead card in Jesse's hand. I guess it made him use a counter off the thing. Is that even right? Because this would have been 2-5. Oh, but it was 100 marks, so it was a million. Yeah. Okay, summon Prospect Bear. Safe and easy. This time Jesse had a pretty good roll and Proplum sitting on 5 basics, so we'll see how that plays out. Jesse's meditating anyway, though, it looks like. Showing a bunch of lions indicates a possible meteor. Just working through some stuff here, deep in the tank. Obviously, at this stage in the round, you could do just about anything. Having the Herald makes you think about weird priorities. Like, does he think he needs to use and/or attack with the Huntmaster now because it could potentially die uh, on the next round, on the next Jesse's next turn, the Hunter's Mark? Making a rabbit. Yep. So he's doing the exact opposite of using Huntmaster. He's actually investing in the Huntmaster here by putting counters on. Not that that's a huge deal, but he doesn't seem to care if Jesse hunts his Huntmaster. Oh, he's got another Flash Strike. That monk is so swift. These Flash Strikes have been brutal. Yeah, these Flash Strikes are brutal, man. Okay, Shepherd. So I guess we're probably not seeing a Meteor. I don't think he would play his guys into it. I don't know what he got back. I didn't see. I guess it could be a swordsman or a herder for the two we saw so far. Okay, make a horse. The horse is a lot safer here because even with Hunter's Mark, Jesse doesn't have the squad in play to get to 3 damage. The immediate torrent. The top it looked like, so that's a card that he wants. Have the meteor. I guess I don't even know if meteor's good here. He's still got a bunch of cards in hand. It's probably good to get the Huntmaster and the horse if he has it. It's not like his little dudes are doing anything. Okay. Mark the Huntmaster. Is that even good? I guess it indicates he doesn't have the meteor. Dock attack. I'm not even sure that I'd counter here. Yeah, no reason to. You know the The Huntmaster's gonna die now. You might as well get a pump and attack out of it. We pumped Rabbit. Interesting. Attack Shepherd. Okay. Guess that's fine. It again stalls the killing of the Huntmaster. I think Jesse was probably supposed to block with Herald there and then attack the Huntmaster with Shepherd on his next turn. But maybe Jesse has him on stasis, so he's not. Okay. This is a Hydra, it looks like. Yep. Hydra looking pretty good here. Proplum's deck, the only thing he really has that deals with it is, I guess Crescendo kind of does, but it's mostly Flash Strikes. There's an Accelerate. Plays a couple side actions. Okay, there's one. Pumping Horse. Second side action is mark the thing. Okay, so he's just using the Accelerate to kill the Hydra. Yep, one back. Yeah, this Huntmaster has been a ton of value. An insane amount of Garner's Market. This is an example of why units are sometimes superior to hard removal spells, like use them as removal spells. When it's all these mid-rangey guys, like you don't need a Fester to kill them, right? Like they're all within attacking range, especially for Herald. But like that Huntmaster came into play round one. It was definitely worth more than a single card in what it did in round one, and it was definitely worth more than a single card in what it did in round two. And he didn't have to pay for it in round two, so it's been absolutely insane for Proplum. Obviously, Proplum had to put some work into that. He like invested a status counter into it. He played a couple flash strikes that weren't on it, obviously, but to clear the way for it, to keep it healthy even with the mark on it. All right, Salamander Monk. Another swordsman here, usually very powerful with Herald, but both swordsmen have come after the Hunter's Mark has been used, so it's essentially just 3/3 to Herald, I assume. Yep. And Jesse's PB has not blocked yet, so interesting. Uh, I think I probably would have just let the swordsman take one. I'm gonna look and see if he's got. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that punishes him there, really. Eh, I guess that's a reason. Nature's Wrath would have. No, because he would if he didn't block with Herald there, he would just block one of these monk spirits this time. So I think the block with Herald was a little premature, but who knows? Proplum putting a couple wounds on the swordsman. Um, with the frog, this will be enough to kill it. But you notice Proplum had exactly 3 dice left. Oh, that's good here too. Um, so we'll get to still make a rabbit, get in for another damage, and make his horse a little bigger. Oh, he didn't have a time dice left. I'm dumb. Yeah, so still good to have it in play. Jesse with the 7 basics. Oh boy. I don't think it actually matters. This game isn't going to go to decking, I don't think. So having the 7 basics and forcing meditation, I don't think is very big. It's just kind of like there's sand in your eyes, like sucks to be you. I'm not sure what happened there. Didn't get all his dice rolled, I guess. But this is going to be a big attack. I assume. I don't think you'd play Accelerate there if you weren't planning on Torrent plus a Hopper or something. Maybe he's just going double Hopper. He didn't turn his dice right with the Accelerate to do that, I guess. Explosive growth. Big horse. Eat horse. If he makes a Hopper, he can 13 him. Second explosive growth. Uh, makes it 14. Yeah, because one of them falls off. Gets 6 counters, and he attacks for 14. That was an explosive turn. Problem deck is definitely cool. Uh, I really think that Huntsmaster, man, just did so much work. Obviously, like the horses is what did the lethal damage, but it seemed like the Huntsmaster trading for, you know, at least 3 cards and many, many actions. So it got Hunter's marked, and it still did like 4 things after it got Hunter's marked. good game, boys. I'm gonna go hop into their thing and we can listen to them talk here for a second. I guess Proplum left. I guess I missed Proplum, but
Yeah, he took off.
that was a strange game.
Well, I mean, he just like I thought he first five dice trap, and so when he kept the dice up like it was an ice trap, so um, I expected my herder to get ice trapped, and when he didn't ice trap the herder, I knew then that he had the flash strike instead, and there was no way I could get around it at that point. And the turn two flash strike was just, I mean,
Yeah, I
good on
mean,
him. I turn two, like
you definitely
round two.
got flash struck really hard.
Um,
Also, the Hunt Master just worked you.
oh yeah, there's nothing I could do about it. I couldn't stick anything on the board because of the flash strikes. So like I had no units that I could actually put on the board long enough to matter. And I thought about meteoring the turn this last turn, but like I mean, he just went back to back rounds in 3 rounds with accelerate, flash strike, and then double explosive growth. Like he just drew all of his cards that like just destroy me. Okay. I mean, I roll 7 basics in the third round and 5 basics round one. Like
The five
that is the
basics
way.
round one was rough. The 7 basics, like you guys were so far from decking. I don't think that the
I was down to
basics you
12 cards.
right. You were still a million from decking. I don't think there's a world where this game goes to decking. Obviously, it didn't come
Sure.
close uh, due to some explosive growth stuff. But like, I, that was what I said on commentary. Was just like, yeah, it like feels bad to roll that many basics, but I don't think it actually has very much impact on the game.
Well, I definitely didn't think he was going to double explosive growth me to a lethal there. I can tell you that.
I thought he was
Like,
going to 13 you. I thought he was going to play explosive growth and make a hopper and 13 you.
yeah,
But the second explosive growth was slightly better.
yeah. So I just was. It is what it is. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't think this deck is very good. It just doesn't have enough outs, even though it has things like Law of Domination and it has things like hydras and big units that it can play over and over and over again. It just doesn't. It just doesn't have enough control in it. And like all the decks I've played up to this point have been just heavy control. So,
Well, I would call this an aggro deck, but obviously he played Flash Gravity a couple
well,
times.
I mean, he's got 3 crescendos, right? Um, he's got a lot of control on that list. I mean, I would call it just like a control deck that eventually swings through and does it through accelerates. And
I would definitely classify this as an aggro deck, but
yeah,
just because like all he did was attack you. It just happened to be that his attacks were good because of Flash Strike.
sure.
Like, and Crescendo is like kind of an additional copies of Flash Strike. It's like very similar how it
Yeah.
works.
I just should have been more aggressive with my swordsman in round one, and
yeah, one of the things
but I just
that I
like I said, I
noticed
just
was
misevaluated the first 5. I thought it was going to be an ice trap,
yeah,
just because he knew I played the Ceratosaurus mount, so I thought he was going to play an ice trap to stop me from being able to mount.
the thing that I noticed was that you committed your mark a lot earlier than him in all the rounds, and it kind of like bit you because then
Well,
you had the late round swordsman and couldn't do anything with it.
well, the issue I had with the early round, with round one, was I did know that he had the explosive growth, and I thought there is a chance I just get got here with an explosive growth stallion on a mark target, right? Like I wanted to try to get rid of the explosive growth play, um, but I just like I said, it was just like one line that I didn't think he would do, but he might, and I was wrong. But like there's not much I could have done here. Like I just don't think there's a way I could have played around it. Even if I would have waited to commit the mark to his hunt master, like I don't think it matters. I think in the scheme of things, it doesn't make any difference. Like he just out actioned me through accelerates. I mean, like he just drew his whole like he's still got 12 cards left in his pile and had already drawn 2 accelerates and 2 flash strikes.
Well, he
And 2
essentially
explosive growth.
he essentially drew one of all those cards because I assume he first five the others. Maybe not the explosive growths.
He didn't explosive grow. He didn't first five the explosive growth. He didn't first five and accelerate. He played his whole first hand. Accelerate was a draw in round 2, and accelerate was a draw in round 3. So he just had like the literal worst cards against me on the bottom of his deck, which was the 3 stasises, and that was it. So he had another Hunt Master in hand right now. See, he just had all 3 accelerates, and he had double ice trap. So I was not going to stick an ally this round, anyways. But
yeah, his deck's cool, and I think it's good. I mean, I was interested in what the rabbits were going to do, and they were just like very just kind of meh. But they definitely like. It's probably about the best way that you can enable Flash Strike or the synergies, because
right,
the other cards that put status counters on just suck more.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, I think you still make a 1/1 body right in the rabbit, and so I think that's fine.
It's like a really bad frostbite kind of, because it doesn't actually make a blocker body; it only makes an aggressive body.
Right.
So it's like a frostbite that can only go to their guys if they decide it's okay.
Right.
If they choose not to guard.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it is what it is. This deck has just not won, and I mean, like I said, I played it in testing, so I mean, I didn't play a ton of this deck in testing. I played 1 test game, which I won, and then I have won 1 tournament game, and so at this point, the deck is 2 and 3 in just all time plays. Like, I don't think it's very good. I just don't. I don't have good lines out, no matter which way I go with it. And I keep finding myself wanting 1 more Divine Dice. So I probably need to cut back 1 Sympathy, but that changes the ability for me to open with like Raptor Herder and Sonic Swordsman to go back to 2, like go down to 1 Sympathy. So
I'm going to leave this room because Bill is pinging me here. So that we can get that match going. So I'm going to stop the stream. Thanks everybody that watched up to this point. I'm going to pass you over to Jesse. We'll be back up.
Give me like 10 seconds.
Yeah, we'll be back up in just a minute.